Hi there to everyone watching and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this video where I am reacting to the Norwegian song for Eurovision 2024, Ulveham by Gåte. So last weekend was the national selection for Norway. A little bit late with getting this video up, but in this video I'm going to react to the live performance from the final. I did watch the final, so this isn't a first time reaction, and I have already reacted to the songs all in studio version and also throughout the three semi-finals, so I'll leave a link to the playlist up at the top of the screen for that. There are timestamps below for you to jump ahead to certain points on this video if you want to, but what I will do is I'll react to the performance of the grand final, giving you my opinions of it all. I will react to a recap of all the other performances in the final. I'll let you know my thoughts on those and whether I was happy with the results or not, and just give some of my final thoughts at the end before concluding the video with my current standings of the selected songs so far. So please do let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on the final of MGP was and were you happy with the results. Please do consider clicking the like button if you enjoy this video. That really helps with the algorithms here on YouTube, and also thank you so much that does that. And also consider subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting the notification bell to be informed when all videos are released. And thank you to everyone that does that too. And also if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram. Details are on screen in the description box below and at the beginning and ending of all videos. There I upload some of my Eurovision related stuff all there. So yeah, if you want to do that, that would be great as well. But without further ado, let's begin with the video. Okay, so I've got the live performance up here from the national selection, and I hopefully will be able to have the song in full uploaded, but if there's any difficulties with copyright, I'll have to edit and cut things down and all of that. And if you have watched my previous reactions, you will know that on first listen this wasn't a song that I did particularly connect with, and then when I saw people going crazy about it, I wasn't really quite getting the commotion for it, although I did feel after seeing the performance in the semi-final I did get what the hype was about, although it still wasn't a song that was particularly in the style that I normally go for. And I think she did very well in the final with the performance, because obviously they had to change the lyrics earlier in the week from what they had originally had them, because of the request by NRK for them to change the lyrics. And I feel here in the final, vocally she was stronger. I thought in the semi-final, well, I don't know, people were saying it wasn't very vocally as strong as it could be. I thought she was pretty good for what is quite a demanding style song, and I've heard people say that this is like a vocal style in terms of the singing rather than being out of tune. But I definitely did feel that the performance in the final here was stronger than the semi-final. And I really do like the staging concept that they got here. I did mention that in my reaction to the semi-final performance. I feel it really does bring home the kind of ethereal, kind of foresty, woody, ethnic vibes that's going on in the song, the folky vibes that are going on. And I like the light show going on too as well. I think it really works quite effectively. I am going to be honest with this song, it probably isn't one of my top favourites. It's probably unlikely to ever be one of my very top favourites, but I can really appreciate the strength in the performance. It is a very engaging performance. I'm sure actually going to see it live in person will definitely elevate it a lot. The question will be, will they be able to transmit that across the screen to the viewer? I still do have some worries about how this might do at Eurovision. Because songs with this very strong kind of ethnic folky vibe going on can tend to go one of two ways. Obviously we've got Gåte for Ukraine a few years back in 2021 that did really well, but then in recent years we had Ulveham for France 2 years ago that struggled with the throats. So it could go one of two ways. I'm still not really fully sure how it will do, but based on the staging premise here for the national final in Norway, it does feel like they've got a staging concept that's more similar to Ukraine in 2021 rather than France in 2022. So I'm feeling optimistic that it could do okay. I don't know if I see it doing quite as well as Ukraine did in 2021. So I'm not quite sure whether I see it top 10, but I definitely don't see it flopping, which I did think could happen before I saw the live performance in the semi-finals. But yeah, those are just my very initial opinions on Ulveham. Okay, so as I said at the beginning of the video, I'm now going to react to the full final lineup in recap form of the performances from the final, the other 8 songs, and let you know what I thought of them all. And yeah, whether I wanted anyone else to win the selection. And we're going to start off straight away with Kaino, and I'm going to be honest and say that Kaino were the ones that I was rooting for on the weekend. They're the ones that I wanted to win. If you did see my reaction to all the songs originally, you will know that I was actually quite disappointed by this. It didn't really appeal to me a lot, and it wasn't really amongst one of my favourites from the selection. But when I saw the performance in the semi-final, it really did connect with me straight away, and I was very impressed by it. And I felt that it was the best and strongest ones of the lot, so I was rooting for it at the weekend to win the national selection. And when it did lose by just 6 points, I was very disappointed. And I did think I had a bit of a negative reaction to Gåte at that time, and I kind of felt like it was going to struggle at Eurovision and all of that. But I've had time to calm down now, and I can think a bit more clearly about it all. But yeah, I really would have loved to see this go to Eurovision. I do think it would have got Norway another top 10 result at Eurovision. Interestingly, the juries did seem to respond a bit more stronger to this than they did Spirit in the Sky in 2019. But I'm sure we will see Kaino try again for Norway at some point. I'd actually be very keen to see Alexandra try herself at some point, because I definitely feel that she has got the potential to do very well at Eurovision indeed, perhaps even a potential Eurovision winner if given the correct song. So yeah, I'm sure we will see them taking part again in MGP in some form in the future. But wasn't to be, but that is what it is, as they say. And Princess Saved Me. I like the song. It was probably one of the better songs for me of the selection in the final. Last place was a bit harsh for it, I feel, but I can understand why that happened. But I do enjoy that one. And Gothminster, We Come Alive. It did well in the end, which is to be expected. I think the live performance really does elevate the song. I really do like the use of the female backing singer. That's something that I really did like about it, that she was given a prominent place on stage, as I feel backing singers are kind of neglected a lot now in national selections and Eurovision. So it's I always appreciate songs that give them limelight, and I think I really did like vocals and what they brought to the song. They really did elevate it, and great staging too as well. So for a song that I wasn't particularly crazy about to begin with, this really did grow on me. And a nice song, one that I'm not really crazy about. It's good, but I feel like, you know, there's not enough actually in the song for it to really work for me. A lot of it is kind of this bit in the chorus, or the dance break takes up quite a lot of the song, so wasn't one of my favourites. Mia's Green Lights is a song that's nice, it's pleasant, it's a nice listen to, very radio friendly, but wasn't one I ever really connected with, but the staging was effective for sure. And then Oblivion by Margaret Berger, certainly for me a step down on I Feed You My Love from 2013. I wasn't even a big massive fan of that song, but this one never really connected to me too much, and I feel the live performance quite disappointing. Gonna pause here on Anne and Doug because I really did like this one. This was my second favourite from the final. Very sweet song. Thought it would have done better with the telephone really in the end, but it still did well enough to come 5th overall thanks to a good jury score and some jury 12. So if this was sent to Eurovision, I could actually see this doing quite decently, and they both got, I really like the country vibe. They both complement each other's vocals very well, so maybe we'll see them again in MGP in the future, either solely or together as a duo once again. I would like to see that for sure. And Gåte, of course, we've covered them already. Wasn't my favourite of the selection, but then wasn't my least favourite either. It's probably one of the ones in the middle of the final lineup for me. So in the end of the day, it could have been worse choices. And my AI, Super Rob and Erica Norwich, if you did see my reaction to the semi-final performance, you will know my thoughts on it. And I feel like whilst I did quite like it in studio version, I found the semi-final performance quite disappointing, which I think a lot of people did. Obviously, a lot of people were talking about vocals. And I was pleased to see that she did work on them. She did bring the energy levels down quite a bit, and that helped the vocals to be more stable. It was sad to see the energy levels brought down a bit, because I did see quite clearly with in the performance that she was focusing quite a lot on perfecting the vocals, which did, as I said, take away the energy levels and the slight part of the fun away from the song. But I thought she did a really good performance in the final, and I feel like it did deserve its place in the final based on the performance that they delivered. And yeah, overall, it's a good song. I really do like the song in studio version, as I said. And yeah, it's just a nice bit of fun and catchy. But for me, if we're going to compare the two fun songs at either ends of the one in order in the final, I was definitely more Team Kano than this one. And it is potential that they did take votes away from each other, which potentially was how Gåte went through to win. Because, as I say, Kano was only 6 points away from victory, so maybe without my AI in the final it could have been Kano winning. We'll never know, but that might be my speculation. But yeah, that's just a quick reaction to all the songs that were in the final. So there we have it. That was just my quick reactions to the songs selected for Norway for Eurovision this year, Ulveham by Gåte, and the 9 songs competing in the final. So as I said, I was Team Kano in the final. I was disappointed that they missed out, especially it being so close. It did put a bit of a down on the evening for me, so I really was pulling for them quite a lot. But, you know, I've had time to think about it, and I'm happy with the selection of Gåte. It's not one of my favourites of the Eurovision 2024 season. It's just not a song that's made for me, but I can appreciate it's there. I am also very happy that we're seeing Norwegian back at Eurovision for the first time since 2006, when Norway sent Alva Dancer, which is one of my favourite Norwegian entries of all time. I really do like that. So I'm pleased to see Norwegian back at Eurovision. I'm always happy when we get national languages at Eurovision. On our old MGP was a little bit of a disappointment for me this year compared to previous years. I think previous years, especially last year, it was very strong. In the final, I really did like pretty much all the songs in the final. Whereas this year, whilst I didn't particularly dislike anything, there was nothing there that really was up to the level of previous years, or not as much that was up to the level of previous years. I was also quite sad that we lost both Milo and Farida, and also Women's Show too, also in the semi-finals. There are definitely some songs in the semi-finals that failed to qualify that I'll definitely swap out songs in the final for. So I feel like there's definitely potential for the final to be stronger than what it actually was. But overall, it was still an enjoyable show, and I feel like after a rather disappointing semi-final one, where I felt like things felt a little bit not amateurish, but maybe not quite as professional as they usually are with MGP. It did definitely get better throughout the 3 semi-finals and the final, and in the end we did have a good show, and I'm very interested to see how Norway does at Eurovision this year. Something a little bit different from them, which is always fun to see. But please do let me know down in your comments down below your thoughts on MGP in general. the victory for Gåte, what you think they might do at Eurovision. I know Gåte were a big favourite of a lot of people, but then I do also know that Kaino had their fans too, and that My AI had its fans as well, and the others had their own smattering of fans too. So please let me know your thoughts down below. If you did enjoy this video, please click the like button, and thank you to everyone that engages with doing that. That means a lot to me, and please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell for all future video releases from me throughout the rest of the coming weeks, months and year. And please follow me on Instagram if you'd like to do that as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please do take care, and until the next video, goodbye.